Yes, this teaching is called God, God, God. The reason it's called God, God, God is because I am following orders from our website people, the web people, who told me that if I do a teaching with this title, it will have some effect on people trying to find us or clicking on keywords or whatever. I don't know. So here I am. I have to do a teaching called God, God, God. Here's what I thought of. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So the first thing about God is He was here first. So that's where people came from. But let's just check out some other things in Genesis chapter 1. So the first thing about God, He was here first. Then he's going to make people. He doesn't want them to be homeless. And so he's creating the heavens and the earth. And the Genesis 1 gives a chronology of his creation of the earth day by day. But look at verse 11 and 12. We can see something else about God. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it according to their various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their signs. And God saw that it was good. Well, what do you think about that? Let alone the food that's in that category. Oh my gosh, think of your favorite fruit. A juicy peach right at the peak of the season, the juice running down into your shirt. But let's just talk about flowers. Did God have a lot of good ideas about flowers? Holy mackerel. Yes, we'll talk about fish momentarily. I'm getting ahead of myself. I was in Cape Town, South Africa a number of times to teach the Bible, but they took me to this botanical garden. I'll never forget it. Didn't have the slightest idea what any of the flowers were. It's the southern hemisphere. A bunch of different stuff down there. It was spectacular. So what do we see about God from that? He's colorful. Then we come to verse 14 to 18. God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them serve as homes for aliens, little green men." No, no. There's no life on any other planet according to the Bible, because the earth is the focal center of the universe. Why are there all of that? Let's read it right here. "And let them serve as signs to mark seasons and days and years, and let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth." And it was so. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, that would be the sun, boys and girls, and the lesser light to govern the night, that would be the moon. He also made the stars. God set them in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw that it was good. And now, with the telescopes and things we've developed astronomically, we are told that there are something like 200 billion galaxies. So what do we see? God is lavish. Then you come to verse 20 to 22. God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living and moving thing with which the water teems. Have you ever seen those little seahorses that are about 3 inches high and they got about 60 colors on them? That's kind of cool. According to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind, and God saw that it was good. You want to talk about fish and birds? Oh my gosh, He's spectacular. He's all of the above. Colorful, lavish, the fish. Perhaps you've been to an aquarium or done deep sea diving. The colors on the fish. The birds. Oh my gosh. And then verses 24 and 25, it says, small print, let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, creatures that move along the ground, wild animals, each according to his kind. And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, livestock according to their kind, all the creatures move along the ground according to their kind. And God saw that it was good. So now we have animals and insects. I wish I could remember the statistic I heard of how many kinds of beetles there are. I know, 4, George, Paul, Ringo, John. No, that's not it. It's Beetles. There's something like, I wish I could remember, something like 1,000 or more kinds of beetles. And then the animals. Perhaps you have one, a beautiful dog lying at your feet, your pal. Oh, there are so many kinds. So God was here first. God is colorful. He's lavish. He's spectacular. He's diversified. He's good. And he loves you. And there's nothing he won't do for you.